Okay, so we've all had some fun with AI chatbots, right? But what if AI could be more than just a cool toy? Imagine it as a real partner in your work, something that actually helps you cut through all the noise so you can focus on what's truly important. Well, that's the big promise behind Perplexity, and today we're going to dig in and see if it actually delivers. All right, let me paint a picture for you. See if this sounds familiar. You've finally managed to block off some time to do some real deep work. But before you can even get going, ding, a notification. Then another. You're juggling a dozen different apps, and your browser, man, it has so many tabs open it looks like a digital graveyard. If that hits a little too close to home, trust me, you are not alone. The thing is, the modern workplace is basically a minefield for your focus. Get this, research shows we're interrupted on average every 11 minutes. We're constantly switching contexts, hopping between different tools, and just drowning in admin work. It almost feels like the whole system is designed to stop us from doing the deep, meaningful work we actually want to be doing. So you might be thinking, great, another tool. But what if AI wasn't just another part of the problem? What if it was actually the solution? Instead of being one more app you have to manage, imagine an AI that's a genuine partner, one that helps clear out the chaos so you can get your focus back. That is the whole vision behind Perplexity, and that's exactly what we're diving into today. Okay, so Act 1. It's all about blocking distractions. The very first step to getting anything done is to just block out the noise, right? We're talking about using AI to get rid of all those constant little interruptions and bits of friction that pull you away from your work and just shatter your attention. And look, the results can be pretty immediate. Check this out. One user on Reddit was talking about their job as a manager. They started using it to automate creating things like HR documents, the tedious stuff. And they said it saved them at least 5 hours a week. That is 5 hours of focused work time, handed right back to them by AI. So how does it do that? Well, one of the key features is something called Perplexity Shortcuts. Honestly, the best way to think about them is that they're like macros in Excel, but for your entire web browser. You use a simple command and boom, it automates these super repetitive, complex tasks that used to just eat up hours of your day. And the best part, you don't have to be some kind of coding genius to use them. Perplexity comes loaded with these pre-built shortcuts that give you instant wins. Like, you need to see what's trending on social media? There's a shortcut for that. Want to run a quick SEO analysis on a competitor's site? Yep, shortcut for that. Need to prep for your next meeting? You guessed it, there's a shortcut for that too. I mean, just think about the old way of doing something like competitor analysis. It's a total nightmare, isn't it? You've got 12 tabs open, you're manually searching for data, copying and pasting everything into a report, and just hoping the info is still current. The Perplexity way, you type one command. That's it. You get a structured, cited report in seconds. The difference is just night and day. All right, so once you've cleared the decks and reclaimed your focus, that's when things get really interesting. Now we move into Act 2, scaling yourself. This is where AI stops being just a time saver and becomes a true force multiplier. It's about going from just you to a team of one. And a huge part of that is a feature called Pro Search. Seriously, this is like having a whole team of research assistants on call 24/7. It doesn't just skim the surface. It dives deep into academic papers, high-quality articles, even forums to pull together a comprehensive, fully cited answer to some really complex questions. So a standard search is fine. It scratches the surface. But Pro Search, that's a whole different league. It goes way deeper. Plus, it gives you access to multiple advanced AI models and even specialized tools, like a code interpreter, if you need to do some heavy-duty technical analysis. And here's a huge benefit that power users point out. Someone on Reddit said, and I quote, Perplexity Pro is probably better versus ChatGPT Pro or Claude Pro, given that you get access to both GPT-4 Turbo and Claude Opus at the same time. And that's the key, right? You get access to these top-tier models, and you can pick and choose the best one for whatever you're working on. But having the best tools is only half the battle. It's also about how you use them. This is where advanced prompting comes in. With just a few simple phrases, you can actually guide the AI's reasoning. Tell it to think step by step, and you'll get a more logical answer. Ask it to organize its response with a summary, then evidence, then analysis, and you force it to provide deeper reasoning. You're basically taking control to get the highest quality info possible. Okay, now what if you're working with a team? That's where something called Perplexity Spaces comes in. Think of these as your own private, dedicated AI environments that you can totally customize. You can upload your team's internal documents, give it custom instructions, like your brand's specific tone of voice, and make sure everything the AI generates is perfectly on brand and consistent. So you can always just upload a single file to ask a quick question about it. That's kind of a one-and-done thing. But with the internal knowledge search you get in Spaces, you're building something much bigger. You're creating a permanent, searchable knowledge base that your entire organization can tap into. It's a huge difference. All right, Act 3. This is where the rubber meets the road. You've blocked the distractions, you've scaled your own skills. Now, how do you turn all of that into real, tangible results? The kind of results that actually make an impact on your career. So how does this actually play out in the real world? Well, when you have better market intelligence, you can drive more revenue. When you can create personalized proposals faster, you can close more deals. And when it comes time for your performance review, having data-backed achievements makes that conversation a whole lot easier. Let's take that performance review example. Nobody likes doing those, right? Instead of spending hours digging through old emails and project files, imagine just using a prompt like this one. You ask it to generate a full report on your achievements, your impact, your leadership, all with specific metrics. Suddenly, that tedious admin task becomes a powerful tool that proves your value. And really, the applications are pretty much endless. People are using this for everything. We're seeing users generate pop quizzes for training, draft killer cover letters, create book reviews, and even summarize long YouTube videos so they can get the key takeaways in minutes. It's all about getting more done in way less time. But believe it or not, all of this, it's really just the beginning. The next major leap in AI isn't about getting better at answering our questions. It's a shift from being reactive to being proactive. There's a great quote from Media Shower that says, "The next frontier is proactive intelligence. They'll deliver insights before you know you need them." Just think about that for a second. Imagine an AI that doesn't just wait for you to ask a question, but actually anticipates what you need to know. It alerts you that a competitor just launched a new product, and maybe even suggests a few counter strategies, all before you even finished your morning coffee. This really is a fundamental change. It's a shift away from AI as just a tool that we command, and toward an intelligent partner that's actively monitoring things, suggesting ideas, and empowering us to make way smarter, more strategic decisions. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Forget about just saving time on the tasks you're already doing. That's great, but it's becoming table stakes. Ask yourself this: what could you really achieve if you had an AI partner that was always one step ahead, delivering the insights you need before you even realized you needed them?